This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 10 through 11. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone at Ruel. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you sincere Akim, pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. It's the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson. Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And just as this Isaiah, the 55th chapter, is giving you the example of how the word of the Lord is likened unto rain coming down, and watering the earth and, bringing forth, seed to the sower and bread to the eater. And it causes the earth to, to grow and to produce and to spring forth life. Salakia. So is the word that goeth forth out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, as concerning his prophecies. All right. Whatever the Lord speaks, whatever the Lord has, designed to happen will eventually happen, whether you want to believe it or accept it or not. And there's nothing that man, woman, or, anybody on this earth can do to stop the words or the prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai from coming to pass. All right. And as the Lord has said, so it shall be done. And I was reading this article here from InfoWars. It says top UK newspaper says U.S. Civil War increasingly plausible and more insurrections likely. All right. And it's, the scriptures tell us that, a civil war is coming to Babylon the Great, America. We will have the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And you can literally see it brewing up. You see all this, how divided this country is. And we know that, this country is divided over Donald Trump and the Biden presidency. The world is divided. America is divided, on many levels, man. You have a lot of the citizens, increasingly irritated and agitated with their government, with their the current condition of life here in America. People are struggling from paycheck to paycheck. They're pissed at the government. You got all these migrants flooding the United States, that are receiving all type of goods and, very better treatment than the average American citizens receive. And that's causing tension. You got the alphabet versus the, as the other apostle just said, the alphabetized people versus the, straight people, trans versus, hetero, it's just mass division and mass chaos, ensuing in this country. And it's only going to get worse and worse. And we know that it's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to utterly divide and to destroy this country known as America as we know it. All right. That's how the Lord wants this place ultimately to be destroyed from the inside out. And, we've been prophesying and saying for many, many years now, starting with the elders and the apostles, that a great civil war was coming to this country. And now what do you see? You see this movie of Civil War just recently came out. You hear more and more talks of, these newspapers and politicians and, experts are coming to the conclusion that, there might just very well be another civil war here in this country. And you had a minor one with that January 6th situation. What the hell you think that was all about? And that was minor compared to just how bad it's really going to get out here. But I want to read some of this article, man. You see, like I showed you in this picture, man. Hey, this place, let me get this precept first. All right. This place is heavily divided. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. It says, and Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall thou his kingdom stand? All right. And let me get this in the NLT. All right. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 12. Matthew 12 and 25, it says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. And you see, and that's what the Lord has prescribed for America, Babylon the Great, is to be doomed by civil war, is to be divided by this, all of these different, situations that are basically, dividing this country. And you even got states talking about succeeding from America, becoming their own states, becoming their own governing bodies outside of the government, because the government is just not ruling fairly, you know? And you have a lot of citizens feel that way. You have a lot of militias gathering and being prepared to, if Donald Trump doesn't become president, or if the Biden or the Democrats steal this election again, that is, hey, they're going to have to, rise up and mount up and take it to the government. So all these things are on the table, and all these things are basically prophecy waiting to be fulfilled. Because the Lord wants this kingdom, America, to be divided so that it can be doomed, so that it can be judged. All right. It says a town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. His own kingdom will not survive. See? Oh, shit, the hell am I doing? And this is what we see happening, and now these experts and these people are starting to see it. And all right, and it says the Metro, Britain's most circulated free sheet tabloid newspaper, ran an article on Thursday claiming the United States could soon go through a second civil war. See, it says a second U.S. Civil War is becoming increasingly plausible as more insurrections likely, reads the headline. You can see that happening. We just saw those migrants a couple of days ago in New York, was leading an insurrection. They was marching, they was protesting, they were pissed off because they were kicked out of luxury hotels that they were staying in when the Biden administration, allowed them to enter this country illegally. And like I said in my video yesterday, what do you think they're going to do as things get tighter and tighter, inflation gets higher, and all those goodies and all of these promises that the Biden administration promised these tens of millions of migrants that's just recently flooded into this country are no longer provided those services? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to tear the city apart. They're going to riot. They're going to protest. They're going to get violent. They're going to start assaulting American citizens, going in, more squatters, more robberies, more thefts, more chaos. And what is that going to do? That's going to pit these migrants against American citizens. It's going to be all out chaos and, more and more chaos, which we know that's what these elites want. But, it's not going to work out in their favor. You see, it's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that's causing this civil war to ensue so that he could bring his judgment, not for these elites to use it to bring in their new world order. And that's what these elites do not understand, is that you are not in control, man. Everything that you're doing is being directed by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And you're blinded to the fact that, you're not in control of this thing. You think you have it is going to work out in your best interest. You think you're going to rise out of the ashes after all of the chaos and all hell ensues in this society and establish your new world order. But you're going to be sadly mistaken, man. All right. It says the article claims slavery was the key cause of the Civil War before jumping to modern times and labeling the January 6th setup a deadly insurrection. A piece focused on a study by California State University San Bernardino team of researchers comparing the social psychology of the United States of the 1850s to today. The team claimed there was striking similarities between pre-Civil War America and their modern social climate. After painting the picture that America is headed for another domestic fight, the authors offered a gloomy prediction for the future, writing, "We argue the likelihood of protracted social and political conflicts lasting decades, if not generations, are essentially inevitable and will engulf public administration as well." And it's not going to last decades and for generations. Hey, this one is going to totally blow the lid off of this society. And this civil war and this times that are coming are going to totally eclipse the old civil war. This one's going to be more and more crazier. This one's going to be more wild. This one's going to ultimately lead to the impending judgment on Babylon the Great, America. Remember, like the scriptures say, Babylon is not going to be healed. There is no, there's no remedy for the judgment that's coming into this place. America is not going to be made great again by Donald Trump. He's not going to save Babylon the Great. You got guys like Alex Jones saying, if we can just come together and, fight against the globalists, we can win back our republic. No, you're not, man. Hey, America has ran its course. The Lord has his eyes set on this place to be destroyed. And that's just the truth of the matter, man. Read Revelation, the 18th chapter, dealing with Babylon the Great. Hey, you're not going to bounce back, once the Lord, allows this civil war to take place here on Babylon the Great. It's going to literally lead to the full sinking of Babylon the Great and nuclear fire, man. You see? It says, after the painting the picture that America is headed for another domestic fight, the authors are read that, Salakia. It says, overall, the publication concluded that if an all-out civil war doesn't take place, you see, but it will take place. Why? Because it's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Like I read in that Isaiah, the 55th chapter. Hey, the words of the Lord are not going to return unto him void. You see, and this is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And it says, and I will set Egyptian against Egyptian. And this Egyptian is speaking about America, all right? Because this is spiritually Egypt, all right? And you modern day Americans are likened unto spiritual Egyptians. But the Lord said, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. You see, there's not going to be no counsel to where it's going to stop the bleeding. It's going to stop the chaos. It's going to stop things from happening, and they're going to regroup and get things back in order. All right, this place is going to, once it starts to spiral fully, it's going to continue to spiral until it's ultimately destroyed, man. Remember, America is on the brink of getting involved in this third world war. Even that's going to cause more and more civil war and insurrections. Once, America is dragged into this war by those small hats, those Israelis going to drag America into this third world war, whether they want to or not. They're going to bring a draft in, and you're going to have a lot of these American citizens, these Gen Zers, and America's going to be divided upon that. That's going to lead to more protests and more chaos and more seditions and more uprisings, And they're going to be drafting all these dumbass migrants who flooded over here into America to get drafted for citizenship, to go down to the great meat grinder. You're going to have a lot of these American citizens, a lot of, ex-veterans. They're going to get drafted into this third world war, and they're going to protest because they're not going to be with it. A lot of them are not going to want to go fight for this, fight for their government or fight for this country, because they're going to just feel like, this is an unnecessary war, and we don't want to go and fight, for this country under, in another third world war, man. So it's just set up for this place to completely fail, man. You see, and like I said, it's not going to be no council. It's not going to be no regrouping. This place is going to fall, and it's going to fall hard, because it's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And it says, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Right. Somebody's going to get in the power to where they're going to be on straight tyrannical terms. Hey, they might make it to where they steal the election from Trump and they allow Biden to get in there, and then he just become a straight dictator and a tyrant, man. Or whoever the Lord has in mind to become that cruel Lord over them. You see, it saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Remember, like I read in Isaiah 55, man. Hey, this is all prophetic. This is all the will and the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and it shall come to pass. You see, it says overall, the publication concluded that if an all-out civil war doesn't take place, other political motivated social turmoil will almost undoubtedly occur. You see, so they're saying if it doesn't happen, but then if it doesn't all out, but then there's still going to be undoubted, turmoils going to undoubtedly occur. No, it's going to happen. They know it's going to happen. Whether you want to call it a civil war or not, that's what it's going to be. It says the paper even suggests a person or group may refuse to relinquish power, perhaps insinuating Donald Trump wants to become, like I just read that in Isaiah, right? He's going to give him over into a cruel one. Like I said, it may be Donald Trump. It may be somebody else. We'll have to wait and see. But we know that what the Lord has prescribed is for, something like this to happen. It says perhaps insinuating Donald Trump wants to become a dictator, as a mainstream media and Democrat politicians have repeatedly claimed. At least for the foreseeable future, more likely are trajectories moving toward other types of social unrest short of civil war, ongoing civil strife, additional insurrection. Right. You remember, you still got all these damn foreigners here, sleeper cells, Chinese nationals in this country, man. You got a lot of enemies of America inside this country laying low that are, Hamas, and you got Venezuelan gangs, you got MS-13 gangs, you got terrorists in this country from the Middle East that hate America, that are here, waiting to get that call to do particular, Black Swan and T attacks, man. You see? So it's inevitable. It's going to happen on some, either way you shape it. It says additional insurrections, decade-long interregional political gridlock causing widespread administrative dysfunction and even a failure to relinquish power, the researchers wrote. It says this was published just after the film Civil War was released, and what many people are calling a blatant example of predictive programming. Which, hey, you can say that's predictive programming, but ultimately we know through the Spirit of the Most High that it's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? Everything is in the Most High's control, on the left and on the right, and his will be done. It says the social engineers want Americans distracted and divided so they can pillage our resources as we focus our attention on each other instead of the people responsible for destroying the greatest nation of the world. You see, and that is true to a certain extent, man. But what they're forgetting to overlook is the fact that, hey, it's the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He wants this country. He wants America to be divided. He wants people to fulfill, his purpose, man. All right. And there's nothing that anybody can do or say that can stop it. Is that it? Oh, yeah. Let me get this. This is Isaiah chapter 46, verse 9. It says, remember the former things of old. Hey, didn't the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai tell Noah he was going to flood the earth? And didn't he flood the earth? All right. Didn't the Lord show Daniel the times and these different kingdoms and nations that would rise and that would fall and did not come to pass? And then he speak about that fourth beast and that little horn, which is America coming and rising and falling. You see? It says, Isaiah 46:9, remembering the former things of old, for I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Point blank, period, man. And part of the Lord's pleasure is making America to be divided and civil war and insurrections until this place completely falls and never rises again. Point blank, period, man. So with that, I'm going to close it there. Got to go run a couple of errands, man. So Lord willing, you were edified. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Until the next one, shalom.